What's going on, guys? Jimmy Mahalik here, back with a second stimulus check update today for you guys. And in this video, we're going to go over the three different types of retroactive stimulus checks or free money from the government and what the details of these different payments are and how you can get them. But first, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on important second stimulus check update videos. And also on this channel, I have videos about personal finance, investing, and videos about how to make money selling products on Amazon. Okay, so we're going to go over the three different types of retroactive stimulus checks and even the $2,000 per month retroactive stimulus check. So the first one we're going to talk about is you can qualify for retroactive unemployment payments. So if you qualify for unemployment benefits, actually the first thing I want to say, this is very important because I've had hundreds of comments from people and I know for a fact that I've helped out people with this specific information. And that is, if you or somebody you know has filed for unemployment and they were denied and you really feel like you should actually get the unemployment payments, go ahead and apply again. I've had hundreds of comments from people who didn't get it the first time for whatever reason. The system thought they shouldn't have actually got the unemployment, and then they refiled for unemployment after watching my previous video where I talked about this, and they actually got the unemployment money from the federal government. I've actually had a personal friend who had to apply like 4 times and he actually got it on like his 5th try and got his unemployment. So if you didn't receive the unemployment benefit on your first time trying, try again. And maybe share this video with your friend or share this video on Facebook so other people can find out about this information. There's so many people out there that should be getting unemployment but were denied for whatever reason. And what they really should do is apply again and see what happens. So if you do file for unemployment, you can get retroactive payments from the state and from the federal government. The federal government has a $600 per week unemployment bonus, okay? Both of those can be retroactive. So for example, if you were laid off from your job a month ago, you can actually file for the unemployment and get retroactive payments for the last 4 weeks based on when you actually lost your job. If you actually lost your job 2 months ago, you can get retroactive payments to the tune of 2 months of back pay, and you'll get that all in pretty much your first payment. A lot of times unemployment might take a week or two to like actually, process everything and put the money into your bank account. So just keep that in mind, but you will probably get a big lump sum with the retroactive pay that they will give you. Also, if you can, hit the like button for me down below. It really helps out my channel. So the unemployment benefits normally would last for, this is from the unemployment benefits from your state, normally last for up to 26 weeks. And the first stimulus package, the CARES Act, has extended that eligibility up to 39 weeks. 39 weeks is almost 10 months of unemployment, and that $600 bonus from the federal government is set to expire on July 31st. And again, you can get that retroactive if you were out of work previously or just for back weeks. You can get retroactive payments for that. They're talking about extending both of these unemployment benefits, both the $600 per month from the federal government and possibly extending the duration of unemployment for states. So make sure you stay tuned to this channel. I will keep you updated if they extend the unemployment for either state or federal government. There was recently up to 40 million workers on unemployment, so a lot of people qualify for this money. All right, so the second type of retroactive check that you could receive is from the HEROES Act, which is the second stimulus package that has passed the House of Representatives, and the House of Representatives controlled by the Democrats, and we're waiting on the Senate to vote from it, okay? So that bill has in its writings that if you were a dependent on age 17 or 18 or older, or if you were an adult dependent that didn't receive your stimulus check from the first act, that they would retroactively go back and give you a $500 stimulus check from the first stimulus package that you missed out from. And you would get your $1,200 stimulus check from the second act, the HEROES Act. So the HEROES Act, if it passes, would retroactively give anybody who was a dependent that was age 17 or older, or an adult dependent, it would give them a $500 check for the first check that you missed out on. And then it would also give you the $1,200 check that you would receive from the second stimulus check, called the HEROES Act, if that passes, okay? So the question remains, will that pass, and will they negotiate on it? And if that passes in its current form, or they keep that portion of the bill in the second stimulus package when it does actually pass, then you would receive both of those stimulus checks. So I get a lot of questions from you guys saying, am I going to receive the second stimulus check? I didn't receive the first stimulus check because I was claimed as a dependent, or my 18-year-old was claimed as a dependent. So yes, if the HEROES Act passes in its current form, or they just keep the current writing, then anybody who was a dependent age 17 or older would receive those retroactive checks. So dependents who are age 17 or older would retroactively get a $500 check from the first stimulus package, and then would also receive the $1,200 check for the second stimulus check if that passed in its current form. And any dependents age 17 or older would receive their second stimulus check. I get a lot of questions from you guys saying, I didn't get my first stimulus check. Would I get the second stimulus check? In this case, if it passed in this current writing, then yes, you would. Okay, the third and final type of retroactive checks that we could receive is from the Monthly Economic Crisis Support Act, which there was actually 3 different bills that had $2,000 per month stimulus payments to American, and the Monthly Economic Crisis Support Act was retroactive all the way back to March. You guys have actually told me that this is your most favorite stimulus check, so let me know down below in the comments if you are personally in favor of a $2,000 monthly stimulus checks, or if you think that's too much. But you guys have told me your opinions on it, and from that proposal, the payments would be retroactive all the way back to March. So if that did go into effect, families could receive payments of up to $30,000 depending on how many people are in the family, because it would go retroactive in the past for several months since the pandemic started. This bill has been proposed in Congress by Kamala Harris and Andrew Yang, which is for $2,000 per month stimulus payments. They say 40 million plus people lost their jobs all within 100 days of this pandemic, and the government should be here for the people in a moment of crisis. People should be able to count on their government to see them and to create a safety net for them so that these people don't fall into poverty or further into poverty during the course of this pandemic. Canada is already paying their citizens $2,000 per month in Canada. And we've actually seen a lot of other countries pass a lot more stimulus than the US has in just the $1,200 stimulus check that went out to most Americans. So this is a lot more likely that because other countries are doing it, we could do it too. I mean, we are doing $2,400 just in the $600 per week stimulus bonus to unemployed Americans, plus they get their state unemployment. So some people are getting an additional $300 or $400 a week from there. So almost $4,000, depending on what your income was before, for unemployed people. So if unemployed people are already making $3,000 to $4,000, it's not that much of a stretch to say that other Americans that are affected by this pandemic and are struggling with their bills or struggling with money, that they could also write a bill to make those people qualify for this too. I've had so many comments from you guys, from people that are on Social Security or SSDI or veterans and only have a fixed income of a very small amount from the government, that you could really use an extra stimulus package like this. And, it's not just for the unemployed. A lot of people physically can't go back to work. So if the government could pass something like this, it would help out many, many Americans that are really struggling right now. We've seen so many spikes in the price of meat alone. A lot of people are telling me that it's up to like $10 a pound or close to that to buy ground beef or to buy meat in the stores, and that a lot of people physically can't even buy groceries right now. So the more that this pandemic goes on, the longer this goes on, the higher the likelihood to see more and more stimulus payment to Americans. We're starting to see physical closures in Texas and Florida and pausing reopenings in some of the states where they're physically not reopening at all anymore. So if that continues to go on, it's a higher and higher likelihood that we will see more stimulus payments to the Americans and possibly monthly stimulus payments to Americans. So make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. I will keep you guys updated on all this upcoming news and when second stimulus is actually coming out, when we're hearing news about it coming out, and also the possibility of extending unemployment. And again, if you think you should get unemployment and you're not getting it, go ahead and file again for it. And over here in this top video, I'll link a recent video about a proposal for a $4,000 tax credit stimulus. And this bottom video is a recent announcement by Trump about the second stimulus. And over here, I'll link a playlist that teaches you how to start selling on Amazon. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income by selling one product on Amazon. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.